couple smackaroos there. Just picked up the money to go buy the race motor for the C10. So that's what you can expect to see. So let's go in and grab that and load her up. Here it is, the race motor. It's just another small block, but it's an older block out of like a 67 Corvette, I believe. That's just going to be a little bit different. We got the Chevy bow tie performance heads on it. Going to be doing a solid roller cam, and this has got a light and crank, aluminum rods, domed pistons. I'll be taking the tunnel ram off of Loud and Ugly and putting it on this motor, so still have the same top end look to it. And we're gonna be getting rid of the purple on it and going gold, just like the other small block I've got in the truck right now. And we should be pushing some serious horsepower compared to what the stock 350 in the truck is right now. So take the head off and show you what these pistons look like. So I got the dome piston to build higher compression. And then this is an old school drag racing trick where they actually drill these holes in here on top of the piston that goes down into where your ring sets and presses a ring out for a higher compression motor. When you're racing, revving really high, you don't want any blow by. So that's just gonna help seal up the chamber and make it have some super high compression. So under here you can see all the aluminum rods. Everything's put together, but we're gonna take it back apart and just double check everything. What's up, Cal?
What's up?
And then we got the light and crank. So these are all drilled out and balanced properly. You got the little weights over here. So this baby's gonna be a high compression, fast revving motor. So I'm hoping to break into the 11s with this. We've been stuck at 13.5 and a quarter mile with Loud and Ugly for a while. So this should help me get into the 11s. There's the frame and the Model A. Next project. So we got the 56 stock frame in here. We got to do a little bit of boxing in on the bottom here to fit the rear end, and we're putting some, what are they, Lakewood or Lakes?
Flash over to the Lakewoods, Cal.
Got some Lakewood traction bars, give it the old school gasser look, and then we're going to be chopping the front part of the frame, and we got the straight axle kit for the front. So we got to build the frame rails up there and get that front axle hung as well. So a lot more work to go to get this thing rolling. Alright, so on the 56 frame, they make it really nice and easy to figure out where you've got to cut. This is your front body mount that's right on the firewall. So where we're going to cut the frame to add the new metal is going to be about an inch or two in front of this eye hole. That way it's right at the flat part of the frame, and then we can go straight out the original distance of the frame horns, and it'll look almost like the stock frame. It just won't have all this in the front for the independent front suspension. So we looked up the stock wheelbase of a 56 Chevy. It's 115 inches. So we went off the center line of where the center of the control arm is all the way back to the arch so that we would be able to know where to hang the rear axle, because this isn't the frame that came on with this car. That's part of the reason we're doing all the repairs to it. So we've got it all marked out, front to back, wheelbase is good. I measured an inch back from the front of this eyelet, and that's where we're going to cut the frame to add the new metal in the front. But first, we're just going to weld a brace on the top side of the frame rail and the bottom so that it doesn't open up or close and it doesn't twist when we cut the frame.
Grinder again.
Yeah, good old grinder with the homemade slicks on it. Got the frame all braced up. Now we're gonna do the fun part, cut the whole front end off. All right, Dad, pull that thing out. Look at that. It's gonna be a gasser in no time. The whole frame's packed with a rat house. All the way up in there. Trying to shake it out. Oh yeah. That's what I put in my frame too. Sound deadening. So we're using a 2x4 box steel, it's 3/16 thick. And we're gonna cut them at 45 inches to stick them out of where we just cut off. Second frame rail getting shot.
Should have seen the long stuff we pulled out of that.
Cal got his hair chopped. So this is the front part of the frame. We're just gonna slide these in certain distance, and then we got the holes in the side that we can use to spot weld them. Then we'll actually cut like a pie shape out of here and beat this down flat to make up that distance so that it looks like one whole steady frame rail all the way to the front. Gonna do a little mock-up, see where we can get this rear end placed so that we can start working on the front later this week. Got it all kind of started, but this is part of the process.
Dad, I'm actually doing really good in school right now.
That's gonna look sweet, huh, Cal?
I'm gonna get underneath there and lift it, and I'll put these wheels on.
We're gonna have this garage filled up with gassers here in no time.
So what we gotta do? Your tires. That'll be the only thing you gotta.
Just a quick mock-up today to see what we gotta do this week. So we got the straight axle. Everything else is upstairs, but we got everything that's kind of sitting here where we think it's gonna go. And got a little work to do this week. Good news, got the race motor in my possession. And then we brought the frame in today for Cal's 56 and cut the front frame horns off. Brought everything down, got everything lined up. So this week, while we're off camera, we'll be doing a little bit more prep work so that we can show you guys all the fabrication work we're gonna have to do to get ladder bars hooked up, coilover springs in the back, straight axle in the front, get the new frame rails welded in and braced up properly. And then we're going to be like X-bracing the center of this frame and building a little channel for the drive shaft. So it's going to be pretty sweet on the next episode. We'll see you then.